much can you really do with a welder that costs under $100? This company, Cinder, sent me this $100 welder. It's a stick welder and a TIG welder. I'm gonna show it to you and we're gonna put it to the test because I get a lot of questions. Can I really learn how to weld with a welder that costs $100 from Amazon? Now, right off the bat, I always tell you, it depends on what type of machine that you get, right? Usually if you get a machine that costs about $100, it's gonna turn off on you. You need something that stays constant. Now this little machine right here is capable of handling stick and TIG. As you can see, it's got the 110 and it's got this adapter right here that you can put it on. So we're gonna try it on with the 110. We're gonna burn some 1/8 of an inch rods, 70/18, to see what it does. Let's see how many we can burn, and then we'll go ahead and put this on and try with the 1/8. We'll also try the TIG process. We'll put a bead or something, so that way you can see what you are capable of doing with this little machine. Let's get into it. We got it plugged in to the 110. Let's go ahead and turn it on. This machine's got a little switch right here. So let's turn it on, see what it does. Okay, let's look at the options. Okay, as you can see right there, right off the bat, it says MMA stick, hot start, arc force, and lift arc TIG. So these right here is what you're gonna need to adjust. And as you can see on the right hand side, you got your amps. Max amps that it could go to, it says right here, 130 amps. All right. How do we change the options? Okay, the options, you push in and you can change the option. If you wanted to do lift arc TIG, stick right there, hot start. This helps your welding rod start a lot faster, so that way you don't have cold starts. So you can crank it up as much as you want. We'll play with it. Let's leave it at 10 where it was. And then your arc force, I guess right here, if you're gonna be doing 60-10, you can crank this up, right? If you're putting your bead in, we'll also try that. But for now, since we're doing 70-18, we're gonna leave it at 0. And let's start with 332-inch rods. We'll put it at 90. And let's just see what it does at 90 amps with a 332-inch 70-18 rod. You're getting a $100 welder. This right here feels like a $100 welder, right? You got your little lead right here. Everything feels just like a $100 welder, you know, from your ground clamp to your amperage holder right here. Let's go ahead and burn this welding rod and see what it does, and we'll look at the bead, okay? Welding rod is burning pretty good. Well, 1, 2, it turned off. What I tell you guys about $100 welders, if you want to buy a welding machine and you want to practice pipe, you want to practice, you know, uphill, downhill, or whatever, if you go with the lower price machines, it's not going to stay on consistently. It's going to turn off on you. So what you have to look at is the duty cycles. Duty cycles, the higher the duty cycle, the higher the machine can stay on. A $100 machine is not going to be able to stay on, as you could see, for a very long time. Although when it did burn the welding rod very good, very smooth. Now we are at 110. Let's try it with 220 and see what it does. I plugged it into the 220. Let's go ahead and put a bead in and see what it does. Welded 4 welding rods. I can feel this getting hot, but the machine's still going. I had a bad experience with a $100 welder back when I started. I bought one, it would turn off. But it's going, and I'm really surprised that it hasn't stopped at 4 welding rods maxed out. Let's see how much more we can burn, and we'll, you know, You be the judge for a $100 welder. Now, it is getting hot. Remember, you're getting a $100 welder with $100 parts. But I will say that, look, it's been burning 7018, 1/8 of an inch rod. I mean, this is pretty maxed out. This is a lot of amps for this little machine, and it's still going. Now, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know any of that stuff, but first impression, welding 4 welding rods, man, I could say that I'm pretty surprised. This is the 10th welding rod that I burned, maxed out, 1/8 of an inch rod, 7018, 130 amps, and the little machine's still going. Now, the cable is hot. I will tell you that. The cable is hot. The amperage holder is hot. But I am surprised that this little machine keeps going. And now, as of now, this little machine, if you have 220, you can probably do small projects with it. You know, square tubing, little projects, things like that. I think that is perfect for that. Can you practice with a $100 welder? As of now, from what I'm looking at, it looks like that you probably could do something. But remember that $100 is $100. But I am very surprised that this little machine is still going. This is the company that sent me the welder. I tagged them on the comments below. If you want to check them out. Again, guys, I am very surprised that this little machine did 10 1/8 of an inch welding rods with no problem. It's still going. On the next video, I'll go ahead and set up the tick process, put a bead in, go straight into 7018, and we'll see how it handles.